Every superintendent and school board member that I've talked to, and I mean I have talked to many, have prepared budgets in the 8 to 10% reduction range. They're going to be very, very overjoyed to see that they only have to cut 5.8.
We're eating our seed corn, my friends. We're eliminating the most effective tool that we've come up with to have very bright people, very dedicated people, people who will stay long in the classrooms.
One of the elements of your education reform plan is to have all students read by end of third grade. My goodness, sign me up for that one. I am all in favor of having all students learn to read. It's a great goal. But I question your sincerity when you are cutting proven early childhood education programs by $50 million. 20% you're taking out of Smart Start and more at 4. How in the world are we going to have kids learn when they don't come to school ready to learn? How are they going to learn to read? So what does this budget do to education? It cuts $2 billion from education in the biennium. It drops North Carolina to 49th in the nation in per pupil spending in K-12, behind Mississippi. It's the largest cut to community colleges in the history of our state. It is the largest cut to the university system in the history of our state. It will wound early childhood education.
We need to be very honest with ourselves and with the public that we are financing those tax cuts this year with cuts to public education, cuts to community colleges, cuts all across the general fund.
This budget is just not for bridges, but it's for the people who cross them. It's not just about the museums, but it's about the people who visit them. It's for a child like me who grew up in a single-parent home below the poverty line, and the only reason that he stands in the Senate is because of public school system and much prayer by his mother. It's for the teacher like my mother who could not afford to send me and my sister to school. It is for the people who don't know about the intricacies of the budget. They still believe that the General Assembly is up in Washington, and they ask me every day, how are things going on in Washington? It's for these people who don't understand that there are right issues or left issues, but they understand what's right and wrong. And I believe for a large majority of the citizens of North Carolina that this budget is wrong. And so I ask that although this budget may speak for your beliefs, it does not speak for the voices of the rest of North Carolina. And I'm going to vote against the budget.
The arguments against this budget are not about whether or not the amount of money being spent is adequate. The arguments are about where are your priorities and what are the right priorities.